Hi everyone, this morning we're going to have a go at making this card here, hello. It uses kind of a scrappy DSP type effect. There's a lot of cards around at the moment using this sort of technique. I haven't really looked at any of them, but I decided to have a go at coming up with my own technique. So this might be different to ways of doing it that you've seen other demos sharing, but this is my kind of version of how to make it. And it gives you quite a lot of options of how you can lay everything out, and it is quite simple to make, so quite a quick effective card, and also you can make two of them. So let's get started and I'll show you how to make that. So first of all, you're going to need a piece of Whisper White cardstock. This is one of the note cards. So the actual front of the card is 12.7 by 8.8, and then you're going to need a piece of black card which will be cut at 12.2 by 8.3, and then you're going to need 2 sheets of DSP cut at 11.7 by 7.8. Now these are the new in colours, which have just come out in the new catalogue. So the 2020-2022 in colour series, and obviously there are 5 colours. These are 2 of them. So this is, the yellow one is Bumblebee and the green one is just Jade. So I'm using those 2 together. And the nice thing about our DSP is that the back also is patterned, so you can see you've got that effect on the back, or the spotty side, which I'm a huge fan of spots, so that's the side I'm going to go for. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to take those 2 pieces of DSP and we're going to cut them randomly to get our different pieces that we're going to use to make up the card. Now this one I just went completely random and cut wherever I felt like. If you don't like a random look, you could cut it in strips and just go for strips, but vary them in sizes. It's entirely up to you how you want to do it, really. So you are free to do it however you like, and obviously your cards are going to be different each time. So I've put my 2 pieces of DSP together, and I'm just going to cut them at the same time. So I'm going to try and keep them together, and the cutter will go through 2 sheets fine. So that's my first 2 cut, and I'm going to put them to the side but keep them in order because it will just help me to piece them all back together in a moment, because it's a bit like putting a jigsaw together, and if they come apart, just try and put them back together again. If you want to have a straight edge at any point, obviously just line it up on the edge of the trimmer. So I'm going to go for a straight cut on that one, and then my last piece I'm going to do it at a bit of an angle again. I think I'm going to go to that corner there and cut down there. So, put my trimmer now. I'm going to bring them back in for you to see how I've cut them. Just like that. So that's how I've got them all cut out. You can see I've got the 2 different colours together. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take I don't need my white background just yet. I'm going to take my black background and I'm going to alternate my colours. So I'm going to take a green one from that one, and at the minute I'm just laying them on. I'm going to take a yellow one from that one, a green one from this one, yellow from this one, and then a green one from this one. And then I can put those to one side to use to make another card. So you can see you're getting 2 cards out of this. So what I need to do now that I'm happy with that, is I'm going to stick them down. Now this is where Tombow really is going to be your best friend, because you need to probably have a little bit of wiggle room. And that's the good thing about Tombow, is it will give you that little bit of time to move it around if it's not quite in the right place. So because of how I cut my black piece, it is going to leave you with that little edge around the outside. I'm just going to double check that that's the next one. So there's a lot of kind of laying this on and just double checking that you've got it how you want it to be. Go. It's a little bit fiddly just to get them lined up right. So if you just take your time, you will get there in the end. Nearly there, 2 more bits to go. And of course, because you've got the reverse, the different pattern, if you wanted to, you could go for the other side. As long as you just stick to having them in the correct order, you can turn the other side over. So I could do spotty with this one, then with my other pieces that I've got left I could do the other side. Okay, so now that's done, I'm going to pop that onto my white base. So a little bit more Tombow on the back. Again, that gives me a little border all the way around, so just line that up. There we go. Now, my other example, I decided to go for having my sentiment in the middle and going portrait. This one, I think I'm going to go landscape. So I'm just going to put that to one side while we do our sentiment. So I'm using the Hello from Free as a Bird. It's very small sentiment, so it works perfectly with the classic label punch. And I'm just going to take a scrap of white card, and I'm using my Memento ink, and just gentle taps. I'm going to stamp hello. And you could just stick with one hello, or you can go hello, hello like I did. And I'm just deliberately putting them slightly off centre. I'm hoping I've not put them too far apart for it to fit into the classic label punch. We'll see in a second. You could obviously line them up and have them completely in line if you wanted to, entirely up to you, or it just fits. So, bit of a close squeeze there, but just about did it. There we go. Okay, so I'll just pinch that out. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to punch out another one with a little bit of black card, because I'm going to mount this first one onto my black one. I realise it's a bit difficult for you to see because I've got a black background today. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little line of glue across the black piece, and then I'm just going to line it up so you can see just a little bit of the black edge. There we go. Okay, so last thing to do is I just took some ribbon, and this ribbon that I'm using is the same ribbon that I used on this one, which is the Magenta Madness. And I'm just going to loop it over and cut a piece off, which is going to go behind my sentiment. And I looped it so that the top curls round a little bit. And then, oops, my sentiment has stuck at a bit of a funny angle. I think I just accidentally moved that at the wrong point. Do you know what? It's stuck, but actually I quite like that, so let's go with it. Sometimes these little accidents happen and you kind of think, oh, I quite like that. So let's go with that. So I'm just going to put some dimensionals on the back. I'm using up some of my scraps at the moment, so I've actually got a strip of an edging here which works really well, because what you want to do is you want to be able to catch in the ribbon behind the sentiment, so there's no need for any additional embellishments. I'm just going to hold that in place, make sure I've got it the right way around, and then just stick that over the top. And although that wasn't meant to happen like that, I actually think I quite like it. So I'm going to stick with that with my Hello Hello card. And you can see, looking at the other one, very different colours, different layout, portrait or landscape, slightly different effect with the Hello Hello, but actually two really simple and quick cards to make. And the bonus side of it is that you've still got your other half of the DSP to use to make another one. So you could get quite a few cards made quite quickly from that, and a perfect way to use up a lot of old DSP if you have any lying around, or use some of the new ones that are available in the new catalogue. As with everything, anything that you see that I've made, you can contact me if you'd like to purchase anything. If you want to have a look at them yourself, you can go to stampin.uk and have a look online, or if you'd like one of the new catalogues and haven't got your name down to receive one yet, if you just drop me a message or comment on the post, then I'll get one in the post to you as soon as possible. Thanks for joining me today. I hope to see you again next week.